I have a message from someone that knows you, Alice.
Who's that?
My brother Joseph was your wife's dance partner at Citrus College.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, my wife was with Joffrey Ballet and Hubbard Street, and she still teaches and dances herself professionally. Yeah.
And a very nice lady she is.
Yeah, great dancer. Yeah, she's in the show. She plays my demented nurse.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to congratulate you, Tommy, or say I'm sorry that this is the final tour.
Yes, sir, it is.
A little of both.
All bad things must come to an end, my friend.
And what a great title, by the way.
Yeah.
I guess you're going through some mixed feelings.
Yeah, oh, of course. I mean, right now we're just enjoying ourselves like crazy. It's been, the shows have been sold out everywhere, and it's been such an awesome send off, and a great way for us to say goodbye to all of our fans who supported us for 35 years. So right now we're having a great time doing that. But if you were to ask me, that kind of question of what it feels like, come around New Year's Eve, I'd have a much better answer for you.
He'll be an emotional wreck.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh no, what are we doing?
Tell me a little bit about your very first drum set.
That's what started this whole thing. I remember being a kid, going to see, several concerts, and the drummer would start doing a solo, and like badass drummer too, right? These guys are back there going crazy, and there's drums covering them. You barely saw sticks flying and maybe a head every once in a while. And I would look around, and the audiences were leaving. They were going to buy a beer, going to get a t-shirt, going to the bathroom, and I was like, wait a second, that guy's shredding right now. Where's everyone going? And I realized at that moment that I think one of the things that was missing was that the people couldn't see what he was doing or what these drummers were doing. So that inspired me. I was like, how can I change the view? You could put a mirror above.
The perspective, yeah.
Yeah, or I could tilt, and the very first thing I designed was tilting the drums, if you were in the audience, up like this. So now you'd be looking directly down like a bird's eye view, and you'd be able to see his feet, his hands, and all the mechanics of what's going down. And that's what started this whole nightmare, if you will, of like, and then, once I did that, then people were like, well, now what are you going to do? Then had to come up with the spinning cage, and then the, disappearing drums and flying. And now we're at a 200-foot roller coaster that goes, all the way to the back of the arena and back to the stage. And,
Yeah, it's not a drum anymore, it's a ride.
No, now it's just thrill-seeking constantly.
Alice, why haven't you toured with Motley before?
It's weird. It's people seem to think that bands get together and say, "Let's go play a tour together." It doesn't work like that. It always works with everybody's availability. We were just out with Rob Zombie and Iron Maiden and Marilyn Manson and everybody. We've worked with everybody except Motley Crue, and it was just one of those things where the timing was never there. So this time they said, we're going to go out, we're going to do a 2-year tour, send us off in style. And I said, I would love to be on that tour. And so, you put two high-powered bands together like this, it's like a shotgun. It's like a double-barrel shotgun. And the audience are the ones that really benefit from it because it's all out every night. Both bands just nail it every night, and the audience just goes crazy.
I have a question for you about staging. It's like really watching an old vaudeville show or a medicine show.
Yeah.
When you guys get on stage.
Yeah, our show has always been a little bit more vaudeville. Our show has been a little like a sick vaudeville, and it's got comedy in it, it's got horror in it. But all the songs, it's all driven by the songs, the hit songs. I let the lyrics of the song decide what the theatrics are going to be. If you say, "Welcome to my nightmare," give them the nightmare. Don't just say it. Give them the nightmare.
The other part of this is there just isn't the type of rock and roll out there that you guys created. It's so soft now.
Are you right on that one? It's anemic out there. So when you get out, like last year, there were 3 or 4 concerts. There was Aerosmith and Slash. There was Kiss and Def Leppard. There was Motley Crue and Alice Cooper. I mean, those are all good shows. I mean, those are shows that a 15-year-old kid can go to see and go, wow, that's what rock should be. And yet, his generation are playing folk music, or really kind of like really minimalist rock and roll, and it doesn't come off as fun. It comes off as almost like introspective and too serious, taking it too serious. Get out there and explode. That's the idea, is to explode in front of the audience.
Though I guess it's kind of a sinking feeling when you walk into an elevator and you hear School's Out Forever in the elevator.
It's the weirdest thing. I was in an elevator and I'm listening to this song and I'm going, that's catchy. And I'm going, oh, wait a minute, I wrote that. Because it was a Muzak version.
Oh, yeah.
And there was this one girl version, this little pop Japanese version of Poison.
Oh,
and I didn't recognize it till about halfway through the song. Then I went, oh, that's Poison.
Well, gentlemen, needless to say, you are going to be right here in Salt Lake City this summer.
Yeah, we're everywhere this summer. I mean, we're everywhere from Australia to Europe to everywhere.
Yeah, this is a long tour.
Yeah.
But
it'll be 2
what
years
do you
by
have?
the time we're done.
Like 300 cities or something you're doing?
Well, we did 85 cities last summer.
Yeah.
And there's at least that many coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to be exhausting too. How do you stay healthy? How do you stay in shape?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Jesus, for me personally, being on stage for those 2 hours of just nonstop insanity. I mean, I get a workout from hell during that time.
I come off the tour in better shape than when I started the tour.
Same here.
Because it's an hour and a half aerobic up there every night.
Yeah.
I don't drink anymore. I never smoked. If you're in a major band anymore, a band that's a touring band, there are no drugs anywhere. Because, it's just that was 70s and 80s. It just doesn't happen anymore because you can't do 400 cities and be getting wasted. So any guy that's going to be in a band, that wants to be in a major band, you're not going to get hired if you're a heavy drinker or if you're taking drugs.
It's just the way the business is now.
Yeah, and in the 70s it was just the opposite. If you weren't getting high, you weren't going to get hired.
Yeah. Physically, I don't care if you're Superman. You just can't. You can't handle that.
Oh, we used to come off the tour in the 70s, and I mean, I had to go to a hospital.
Right.
Because, I mean, it was just a party that never ended, and we were fueling it with everything we could get our hands on,
in our final seconds, I mean, you're not giving up music, you're just giving up the band, so to speak. Will you be producing? Will you be involved in motion picture soundtracks and things like that?
Absolutely, man. There's so many things. I mean, I'm producing a couple of records now, and I'm also working on my own stuff, and I am dying to get my hands on scoring some film. I just think that would be the coolest thing ever, is to create music to picture, to moving picture. Wow, what an opportunity. So yeah,
And Alice, you never slow down.
No, I'm still touring. I'm touring forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, and I can't imagine stopping. I feel more comfortable on stage than I do off stage.
He just booked a gig on Mars for next year sometime.
Yeah, it's a very limited audience, but we're going to give it everything we got.
It is an honor and a pleasure to chat with you.
No,
thanks a lot, Tony.
Thank you, guys, and have a great day.
You too, bud. See you, Tony.